Today I have a host with ChatGPT AI tool, and my topic is how to make better decision and avoid regret. Every day we make dozens of decisions, big or small. Sometimes we feel confident about our choices. Over other times, we hesitate or worry about future regret. Making better decisions is not just about logic; it's about understanding ourselves, weighing options, and learning from experience. By discussing real life scenarios and strategies, we can practice decision making skills and reduce regrets in our future. Today, we talk with ChatGPT AI tool that is help us for taking good decisions. Hello, ChatGPT. How are you?
Wa alaikum assalam, Amir Hamza. I'm doing well, thank you. I love the topic you've chosen. Decision making is definitely an important skill. I'm excited to dive into it with you and explore some strategies and scenarios. Let's get started.
ChatGPT, if you imagine you have two jobs offer, one pays more but it is stressful, the other is less pay and but aligned with your passion. How would you decide which is better for you?
That's a classic dilemma. I think it comes down to a balance between short term and long term factors. For example, you could consider your financial goals, your mental well being, and your career growth. Sometimes a higher paying but stressful job might lead to burnout, whereas a job aligned with your passion could be more fulfilling in the long run. It's definitely a personal choice and often requires reflecting on your priorities and long term vision.
If you have limited time to study for an exam and attend a family event, how would you prioritize your time to make the best decision?
That's definitely a tricky situation. In that case, you might want to weigh the importance and urgency of each commitment. For instance, if the exam is critical for your academic or career goals, you might prioritize study time. But if the family event is a once in a lifetime occasion, you might want to attend and then find ways to catch up on studying afterward. Sometimes you can also look into blending both, like attending part of the event and then dedicating focused study time afterward. It's all about finding that balance and making a thoughtful decision.
If you want to buy an expensive gadget but you are unsure if it is worth it, what steps would you take to avoid later regret?
That's a great question. To avoid regret, you could start by doing thorough research, looking at reviews, comparing alternatives, and considering how often you'll actually use it. You can also set a budget and think about the long term value it brings. Another good step is to wait a bit before making the purchase, allowing yourself time to reflect and ensure it's not just an impulse buy. And of course, seeking input from others who have the gadget can help too.
You have a friend who often disagrees with your values. How do you decide whether to maintain or distance yourself from this relationship?
That can definitely be challenging. I think it often depends on the nature of the disagreements and the overall impact on the relationship. If the differences are respectful and lead to constructive conversations, it can actually strengthen the bond. But if the disagreements lead to consistent negativity or conflict, it might be worth reevaluating the relationship. Ultimately, it's about finding a balance between staying true to your values and maintaining healthy boundaries.
Yes, but your answer about that. If you are deciding whether to start a strict diet or exercise plan that may be challenging, how would you make a decision that balances your health and lifestyle?
That's a great consideration. I think the key is to find a balanced approach that's sustainable in the long run. बिल्कुल, मैं यहाँ हूँ, आप बेफ़िक्र रहें। अगर आपको किसी भी चीज़ की ज़रूरत हो या मज़ीद कुछ पूछना हो तो पिला झिझक
You
बताइएगा।
are offered the chance to live in another city for work or study. What factors would influence your decision to go or stay?
That's a big decision. Factors might include the opportunities available in that city, like career growth or quality of education, the cost of living, the lifestyle and culture of the city, proximity to family and friends, and even your own adaptability and comfort level in a new environment. It's all about weighing these aspects and seeing what aligns best with your goals and values.
If you made a decision that upset someone important to you, how can you reflect on the situation to make better decision in the future?
That's such an important aspect. Reflecting on it can involve looking back at what factors influenced your choice and understanding the emotional and practical impacts it had on you and others. You can also consider what you might do differently next time, like communicating more openly with loved ones or weighing the pros and cons more thoroughly. Over time, these reflections help you make more informed and balanced decisions in the future.
What is the impact on management style to make effective decisions?
Management style really plays a huge role in decision making. For instance, a more collaborative or participative management style can lead to better decisions because it incorporates diverse perspectives and fosters team input. On the other hand, a more autocratic style might speed up decision making but could potentially overlook valuable input and lead to less buy in from the team. Ultimately, a balanced approach where you adapt your style based on the situation tends to yield the best outcomes.
Is that management by objective technique is very helpful for taking best decisions?
Absolutely. Management by objectives, MBO, is really effective because it aligns individual and team goals with the organization's overall objectives. It helps clarify expectations, provides measurable targets, and keeps everyone focused on key results. This approach not only promotes accountability, but also encourages more informed and objective decision making. So it can definitely be a powerful tool for better decisions.
You are tempted to procrastinate, but you know it might harm your productivity. How do you decide what is the best in the moment?
That's a really relatable situation. In that case, it often helps to weigh the immediate gratification against the longer term benefits. You could set clear boundaries for yourself, like limiting the time you spend on distractions or using techniques like the Pomodoro method to stay focused. It can also help to remind yourself of your bigger goals and the satisfaction of accomplishing them. Over time, practicing mindfulness and self discipline can really help you make the best decisions in the moment.
Can you recall a past decision that you regretted? How could you have to approach it differently, and what lesson did you learn?
Absolutely. Reflecting on past decisions is really valuable. For example, if there was a time when you rushed into a decision without gathering enough information, you could have taken more time to research and weigh your options, or maybe relied too heavily on one perspective. And in hindsight, involving more stakeholders could have given you a better outcome. The key lesson is usually to be more deliberate, take the time to reflect and seek diverse perspectives before making important choices. That way you can continuously improve your decision making skills.
Some people use pros and cons list, other follows gut instincts or consult mentors. Which method do you think works best in which situation and why?
That's a great point. Each method has its own strengths. For instance, a pros and cons list is fantastic when you need a structured, logical approach, especially for complex decisions. On the other hand, gut instinct can be really valuable in situations where you need to make quick decisions or when you have a lot of experience in that area. Consulting mentors or seeking advice is often best when you need a broader perspective or when you're facing a particularly challenging or unfamiliar decision. Ultimately, it's about picking the right tool for the situation and sometimes blending them together for the best outcome.
You suggest to students or management to take best decision and avoid regrets.
I'd suggest a few key practices. First, encourage them to gather as much information as possible before making a decision and to consider multiple perspectives. Second, promoting critical thinking and reflection is really important so they can analyze potential outcomes and think long term. Third, fostering open communication and collaboration can help them get valuable input from others. And finally, it's crucial to learn from both successes and mistakes so they can continuously improve their decision making skills over time.
Thank you for giving us very positive suggestions. That is very helpful for us and our industry and in our teaching style. Thank you, ChatGPT.
You're very welcome. I'm really glad I could help. If you ever need more guidance or have any more questions, just let me know. Good luck with everything, and I'm always here when you need me.